Hey, welcome to the program. Hi everybody. My name is Marcus Conte and welcome to my show. Good morning. Today is Thursday. It's Thursday, December 5 in the year 2024. Almost Christmas time, and it's snowing here in the northeast of Pennsylvania. At least it was 5 minutes ago. 5 minutes ago, there was a massive snow swell that breezed through. Came through pretty aggressively, knocked over a few chairs. But now it seems like the sun is out. The sun is out today. Yep. Oh, I can see the sun. No clouds. So good morning, everybody. What we're going to we'll talk about today is the pardons. What if you were the president? Think about it. If you were the president, who would you pardon? Would you pardon the guy who kicked your dog when you were 5 years old and or something like that? Who would you pick in your mind to pardon? If you were the president, would you go back into history, into your own private history and start pardoning people? Well, right now, Joe Biden is faced with that dilemma, faced with that proposition of who he will pardon before he either dies or when he leaves office. And ironically, it's Anthony Fauci is on that list, Adam Schiff, Liz Cheney, a lot of the people that went directly after Trump and Trump's inner circle are all now in the mix for pardons when they haven't committed any crimes. These are people, think about how afraid they are. Think about for 1 second how afraid the Democratic establishment is of Trump. They are lobbying for pardons when theoretically they didn't break any crimes. But look what Dr. Fauci did. Dr. Fauci, all the shit that he lied about during the pandemic. Adam Schiff, Russia. Liz Cheney, the January 6th people who are insurrectionists. These are all the fucking liars. These are all the people who manipulated our consciousness in America. They manipulated the stream of what is correct and what isn't. Fabricated incredible stories, and now they're afraid that they're going to go to jail because Trump is the president. That's how big that's how big it is. Trump is going to start issuing not Trump, but Biden is going to issue these pardons on the way out. Hunter Biden already got one, right? So that's what we're going to look at today. This is number one. This is suspect number one, or target number one for a pardon from Joe Biden. This is Dr. Fauci. This is the guy who told you to get your kids to 1-year-olds to wear masks, stay 6 feet away from each other, wear 2 masks if you have them, get your injection or you're fired. Dr. Fauci. Remember Dr. Fauci? That, there's still a controversy of where did the coronavirus stem from? Was it in Wuhan or was it somewhere in China? Nobody really knows, and we'll never find the exact answer to those questions. Even if we do, even if 20 years pass and some scientific jackoff says, oh yeah, we figured it out. We figured out the pandemic. We've been researching it for 20 years, and we know conclusively that it came from here or there. No one would believe it. That's the problem. As time passes, nobody would really believe this. They would assume, like everything else, a lot of the evidence has been fabricated, or the evidence has been, time has a way of bending the arc of history. So So that's what we're facing. I forgot what I was going to. I had a great stream in my mind going, but I forgot what I was going to say. This is my website, Mark Conti, video philosopher. That's who I am. This is an opinion channel, by the way. It's one of the longest running educational philosophical opinion live streams in America. Reruns appear on most of the social media platforms that you might hang out on. BitChute, Odyssey, Rumble, Facebook, Twitter, Getter, Truth Social. We're on all of them. And, so let's start right here. Thank you, everybody. I'm sorry, everybody in the chat. Thank you. Vinny D. Martini. That was tough. Who else is here? Mikkel, how are you? Mikkel Sly, my brother, is here. Weevil Girl, the beautiful Weevil Girl in the house. Those are our wrenches today. And Deborah Q. Sedento, Spirit Child, good morning. Who else is here? William R. Hall. William R. Hall, back in the house. The great artist from Syracuse, New York, has regained his title as William R. Hall before he got kicked off of it, I guess. What's up, William? Good morning. And everybody else who's lurking, thank you very much for joining us. We're going to have a good show today. Let's start here. Gallery, for those artists, one of which is in the house today. William is an artist, famous artist from Syracuse. Gallery claims it was forced to remove Donald Trump artwork from Miami's Scope Art Show, crying censorship. They cried censorship. So, long story short, they had a show in Miami, and you see all the famous people on the photos. There's this looks like Picasso or Dali, Salvatore Dali, Marilyn Monroe. It looks like Mick Jagger. I see David Bowie in there. I see Jimi Hendrix, and they had one of Trump, huge. That's a great. So it has like a neon light in the eyeballs, but that's the one that was controversial. So let's find out, why did they remove Trump's a piece of art with Trump in it? That's fucked up, right? It must have been something bad, right? Huge. What, his dick? What is he talking about? An artwork featuring the face of Donald Trump was allegedly removed from the Scope Art Show in Miami this week by organizers, with the gallery owner calling it censorship. So somebody told him to do it. Miami-based gallery, Fine Art Gallery, was allegedly forced to remove a piece of the artist Cy Glow. I don't know who that is. Who does photorealistic oil paintings. Who cares? The work titled Huge, oh, that was the artist, all right. The work titled Huge features Trump's mug with the lit up word huge over it. We can see what it is. So she claims they offered her free space to store the piece, but she turned them down because she didn't have a box. What about this one? The artist, this is Michael Jordan. Good. Michael Jordan says, Goat. That's racist, man. Goat? You call Michael Jordan a goat? I don't know why. So again, all of these stayed up, but the one of Trump came down. It's obvious, right? This is not a mystery why a bunch of super lefties on the left decided that they were going to pull a Trump piece of work. So for artists that make art, don't put Trump in your shit. I learned that the hard way on YouTube. You talk about Trump and you get pushed to the back of the line, especially in times where Trump has lost. When the insurrectionists came back, the Democrats. Question everything. Question your use of Trump. We were asked to remove it immediately from our booth, says the organizer. Kotler claimed to us, adding that at first they wouldn't give us a reason. No reason, just take it down. She alleged she was later told the art was suggestive. Suggestive? What does that mean? Suggestive of what? Huge. Wow. How about that? So you could see how censorship can even creep into art. We were asked her, she wouldn't give us reasons. She alleged she was later told that the art was suggestive. Okay, what else we know? There she is taking the shit down. It was pretty alarming. It's not offensive in any way. Blah, 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 blah. It's a beautiful work of art, she said. So Scope, don't go to Scope. Well, go to Scope and ask for the work of Donald Trump. So I'm not an advocate of censorship in art, she says. Art should convey thoughts and inspire interpretation, excuse me. It's an expression, art. Art, you see what you see in art. Even if the word says huge, what if you got a dirty mind, you would think huge penis or something else huge like fat person. It really does depend on what's in your mind. Or we're going to be huge, right? As Trump would say. It's a huge idea, big idea. But someone sees something other than that. There are people that see something so vile and so disgusting in what Trump is, what this represents right here, this piece of art, that a bunch of people decided that they had to take it down. Can anybody raise their hand and see anything offensive about a square thumbnail of Trump with his puckered lips, as we've seen him a million times, and the word huge plugged across his eyeballs instead of glasses? So, nothing. But what about this one? Is this suggestive? Goat. Like goat meat or goat milk or goat cheese or something more nefarious. What else? Excuse me, commercial break. She also told us it's enjoyable for everybody. It's lighthearted. It's humorous. I think it is humorous. So there you go. There's Marilyn Monroe. She's allowed to stay, and everybody else. So I don't know. It's fucking still censorship still happening. Let's talk about this one. Biden White House mulls preemptive pardons for Fauci, Adam Schiff, and Liz Cheney. All of the usual suspects, right? All the crazy suspects that tried to jail Trump. There's a lot more. Where's Alvin Bragg on the list? Where's Letitia James? Where's the people that came after Trump, the long laundry list of people who came after Trump? President Biden's top aides are reportedly weighing the idea of issuing preemptive pardons. That means before you did anything, they're giving you a pardon. Oh yeah, Trump is so dangerous and so vile and so hell-bent on fucking going after people that went after him, that will give you a pardon. Pardon me. To the current and former government officials, Liz Cheney, Republican from Wyoming, Adam Schiff, Democrat from California, and Anthony Fauci, a nobody from nowhere. At least I don't even know if Fauci's still in the wherever he is, the CDC. So Politico is reporting that Fauci has been accused by Republicans of lying to Congress about the origins of COVID. So Cheney, outspoken critic of President-elect Trump, investigated Trump's role in the January 6, 2021 riots at the Capitol. Schiff, a congressman elected, long peddled accusations about Trump's campaign, allegedly colluding with Russia. That's all they talked about for fucking 5 years, Russia. The pardon discussions have been spearheaded by White House Ed Siskel. I don't know who that guy is. Biden, 82. Biden is 82 years old right now. It's crazy. How many people think he'll make it through the next month? He could die, right? Joe Biden, I don't know. Lately, you see him in the media. He's not. He doesn't look like he's on his deathbed, but he looks like he's on his retirement plan, where he realizes his mind is shutting down and he doesn't know what he's saying. Mostly, he could still think somewhat, but it's getting cloudy. It's getting cloudy in there. Why is Snoop Doggy Dogg in there? Snoop Dogg was in my little frame here. White House officials are also aware that those being offered preemptive pardons may reject them. This guy's a sleazebag, Adam Schiff. If you look at some of the clips of him in Congress, the types of questions he asks, the types of people he was defending, the types of ideas that are in his mind about who did what during the 2016 through 2020 era of politics, accusing Trump and every other Republican who would get on the side of Trump of being Russian assets. Literally. These guys almost destabilized the fucking foreign policy of our nation, and very, very, very arguably led to the collapse of the Ukraine because of people like Adam Schiff, people that were lobbying Congress to impeach Trump over his relationship with Vladimir Zelensky. Is that his name? Vladimir? Zelensky, the president of Ukraine. Yeah. And the discussions were sparked. I don't know what to say. Well, there's Liz Cheney. That's the lovely Dick Cheney's daughter. Remember Dick? Do you remember Dick? You remember her father, Dick? Here's Hunter. I mean, looks just like him. So Joe Biden already gave his son Hunter, 54, gave him a blanket pardon. A blanket pardon Hunter received, absolving him of offenses committed between January 1, 2014 and December 1, 2024, including any crimes for which he has not been charged. Wow. What a country we live in. What a great democracy to have such a law on the books. A man receives a pardon for 10 years, post-dated 10 years, for anything he might have done, or he that he had done in those times, but nobody knows about it yet. Because that's the way the law is now. The law, I got to tell you, is not about, it's not about so much what you did. It's what people say you did. For example, if you steal a candy bar in a store and you take that candy bar because you're hungry and you put it in your pocket and you go outside and you eat it, you thereby stole that candy bar. That's kind of indisputable. But what about something gray like, deep levels of election financing, very, very sophisticated election laws, or Wall Street laws that very few people even understand what they are? What happens is the lawfare, the criminal justice system has been weaponized to go after people selectively, meaning that anybody we investigate, we'll find dirt. Anybody. We can find dirt on anybody. And, everybody is guilty of something in the eyes of the law. We'll just turn over your life. This is not the way the law is supposed to work. It's not supposed to be preemptive. It's supposed to be you did something wrong and everybody sees it, and then we have a hearing on it and a trial with a jury. It's not supposed to be this guy's bad like Trump. Trump is bad. Go after him. Find dirt. And then charge him with it. That's not the way the fucking law is supposed to work. But that's what the Democrats under Joe Biden have. It even came before Joe Biden. It's been going on for a while in this country. But the pardon. So pardon me. Right? So the Democrats are running scared. Let's talk about this story. This is a fascinating story. How's everybody doing in the chat? Weevil Girls in the house. Bored Vicarious. What are you guys saying? He is probably getting sued for the Fauci Pochi says, bored vicarious. I heard an internet rumor that Biden's thinking of pardoning Fauci, says we will go. Yeah, we just talked about that one. I'm sorry, I'm a little late here. So here's a better one. Maybe a better one. Let's see. I transitioned from female to male at age 16, and I regretted it. Oh man, the liberals, it's popping. You see how the whole narrative is popping? The whole thing is popping. The idea of transition, the idea of these agencies, these equanimity, and inclusion agencies all over the country, where corporations spend billions of dollars setting them up because the government told them to do it and forced them to do it. All of these super left ideas in one day, the day that Trump became president-elect, all of this shit went in the garbage. So look at this story. Here's another one. But what's beyond that is not that the policies are changing, but the people themselves, like this young person right here, had realized that I was just confused. I don't know what I was doing. I was surrounded by doctors and lesbian and fucking homo parents that were telling me I'm not a male, I'm a female, I'm this, I'm that. Stop telling kids what they are. So let's read the story. On Wednesday, this is the Supreme Court began hearing oral arguments in the case of U.S. versus Scrimity. It pertains to the 2023 Tennessee law that bans healthcare professionals from administering gender-affirming care, such as puberty blockers and hormone therapy, to minors. Leave the kids alone, Dr. Fauci and the rest. Max Lazzara, a 28-year-old Seattle woman who medically transitioned to male at age 16 and then detransitioned years later. Whew. What a drain on the body. Some of these procedures are not reversible, by the way. For example, if a man or a boy, a biological boy, decides that he wants to transition to a girl by chopping off his penis and installing a vagina, he's not getting his penis back. They don't save your penis in a jar somewhere. Your penis is gone. In fact, they use some of that penis to make your new vagina. So is that or chopping off a woman's breasts, a mastectomy, a double mastectomy? You don't get your breasts back. Nobody saves your breasts and your penis in a jar in a freezer truck somewhere. No, they use that shit and throw it out, or they sell it. They sell your penis to somebody who wants one. That's what they're doing. We have a duty to children to make sure they're taken care of. Really. Growing up as a girl named Mary in a Catholic family in Minneapolis, I was just a little bit tomboyish, a little bit rowdy. There was a short period when I was around 5 when I insisted I was a boy. Little girl, pretty little girl, she, with her ballet shoes on. She's a girl. She had this moment where, oh, no, I think I'm a tomboy. I'm a boy. I'll hold my fire until we finish reading. It wasn't really until puberty that I really started feeling strong that I should be the opposite sex. Puberty. Kids know a lot when they're fucking 10 years old. A lot of it had to do with my sexual orientation. I was attracted to girls and in denial about it. That's not we're not talking about the same thing. Attraction to the same sex is not chopping up your body and convincing yourself that you are the opposite sex. There's a big difference. I also, the category of gay and homosexuality is a very different category as transgender, where all these hormone therapies and chopping up the body and injecting the body with shit. So There's a big difference there. I think people are starting to realize that, because if you have friends who are gay or you're gay yourself, you get lumped into this category of trans. No, man. I'm not like that. I'm not like that. God made me the way I am, and I'm happy the way I am. I don't dispute the way I am. I am the way I am, and I live my life the way I live my life. And if you don't like it, fuck you. But there's a big difference in the mind of someone who says, if I'm born male, that I know in my heart of hearts, I know that I am female, and that I must do everything I can in my power to become female before I die. Whether it involves chopping off my penis, you get the point? There's a transition going on. I struggled with mental health from ages 11, 13, and 14. Of course you did. Over-counter painkillers. Of course you're taking drugs. You're fucking out of your mind. And even if you're not taking drugs and out of your mind, the American diet at age 11, 13, and 14, no one will ever say in these transitions here, in these communications, what was the person eating? Did they exercise? Did they diet and exercise? You don't ask about the diet and the exercise. If the person isn't eating correctly, if they're eating shit day in and day out and not exercising, they will feel like shit. You are what you eat. At 14, I stumbled on Tumblr about female to male transgender people, basically saying you're born biologically female and you decide that you want to live as a male. Would you, if you got the offer, if someone offered you to be a female for a day, some gentleman, I'll put this out to the gentleman. What if someone had this ability to offer you for just 1 second that you had your own personal vagina? You've got your own personal vagina and nobody, you're all by yourself, alone with your vagina. You get this brand new vagina or you got a brand new penis, right? That'd be fucking fascinating, right? Oh my God, what a great idea. Look at this thing, man. Fucking, I got this shit's gonna fucking move. I got the shit to move. I never had that when I had a vagina. Or you got, now you have a vagina. You're like, wow, look at all the space up in here. That is fucking crazy. It's crazy thinking. It's crazy. Would you do it? Would you be the opposite sex even for a few minutes just to see what it feels like? I think I would. I would say, okay, if you can snap your fingers and make me female for about an hour, and then snap your fingers and make sure that I get back to where I was, I think I would say yes, just to feel that for a moment. You would have an interesting, maybe a one-of-a-kind insight into what it really feels like to be the opposite sex, not just a make-believe opinion of it. So really, really fascinating story. Poor kid. Look at this. At 16, Lazara began taking testosterone and got a double mastectomy. Oh, my God. Jesus Christ, a double mastectomy. Right? 16 years old. They put this kid under the knife and took away her breasts. Never to come back. Never to come back. No breasts. You gave them up. No, it's not like, the Goodwill where you go and you try to get your old product back. It's gone. When I was 15, I was sexually assaulted. Of course you were. I had 2 intake appointments. Suicidal. They diagnosed me with gender identity disorder. Dysphoria. Okay. Another crazy diagnosis. My mom was terrified after my suicide attempt. She just wanted to do anything to keep me from hurting myself. Why don't you address the fucking suicide attempt? Why don't you address the mental anguish, the mental anxiety of the person, rather than try to blame their sexual orientation? You're only making it worse. If someone is confused and you try to, and broken, and you try to transition them medically, scientifically, which is bullshit, into the other sex, you're making their life worse. They can't even cope with who they are. And now they're 16 and they're on medications and shit diet, and they basically have some sort of chemical imbalance in them. And they're crying out for help. And what do? Show up and chop off their penis? These are the times we live in. But I was still struggling. I'd also been diagnosed with bipolar. How many fucking diagnoses does this kid have? Once you look at just the basic one, which is, low blood sugar, probably there's so many of them. There's so many different, very, very simple fixes. Are you thirsty? You might be dehydrated. Why don't you go drink some water? I think I'm going to do that right now. The sun is out again. Shit. Oh, my God. Yeah. Sun is out. The sun is out. I see shadows. Beautiful sunshine. I can feel the heat. I feel the heat. I can feel the heat on me. Let's see if the snow's stuck. There's about an inch of snow out there. An inch of snow. Very cold. What's the temperature in northeast Pennsylvania? 30 degrees. Ooh. It's cold. I'm wearing a jacket right now because I'm cold. Ooh. What else can we find out? It was a huge relief. So she transitioned back at 24 years old. At 21, I spent 7 months at a residential mental health facility. There, I developed an eating disorder. I had a train wreck. There's something wrong with this kid, and it has nothing to do with sex. But you see my point, right? That the medical transitioning of children is a bad thing. And it seems now that this is not the first time I've seen a transitioned person now come out and say, I made a mistake. I didn't know what I was doing. I wish I can go back to the way I was. I didn't want to. Why did I do this? And you look back and you say, well, you had doctors telling you to do it. You had parents telling you to do it. You were crying out for help with suicide, and then they made matters worse by forcing you into a sexual transition at some crazy hospital looking to make 20, 50, and 100 grand on chopping off your tits and your penis. My main motive for writing a brief for the case was because I felt like my mother's fear for my suicide attempts was used to convince her that medical intervention was necessary. Wow. Medical profession targeting the parent, saying, and this is what it sounds like. Mrs. Jones, your child has committed suicide, has almost committed suicide, attempted, and if unchecked, he will commit suicide again, or she will commit suicide again, and this time she might actually do it, get away, actually kill herself. That's what they tell the parents. They say your child is going to die if you don't do this. And the parent says, oh shit, I thought it was diet. I thought it was because she ate Cheerios every day, or she ate, sugar frosted flakes for 27 days in a row and nothing else. Or she lived on McDonald's and French fries and Coca-Cola and smoked a pack of cigarettes a day. Nobody ever checks that. Nobody ever checks into that, because that'll make you crazy. That'll make you more crazy. So transitioning is occurring. And what are we talking about here? I think I had one more. What else did I have? Oh, yeah, I talked about them all. So that's really all I got today. Let's look at the stock market. Yahoo. What do we got? What do we got here? Exceptionalism set to power stocks in 2025. In 2025, Donald J. Trump stock up $35.90 a share. Go. Loving it. Up 68 cents this morning. Donald J. Trump stock surging higher and higher. What else do we have? So the NASDAQ is up 36 today. We're open. Yeah, it's been open for 5 minutes. NASDAQ is up. The futures were down. NASDAQ is now up 36. Give me a second. I'm looking at a different screen here. Fucking Yahoo changes the screens all the time. S&P 500 is up a point, and the Dow is down 15. So we'll call this a flat open right now. McDonald's coming back a little bit, 295. It was 310 before they got smeared with Ebola. Tesla up 9. That's good. Goody good for the great Elon Musk. And so mediocre, I don't really know what people are looking at. I'm looking at Trump. I tell you, I thought to myself that it's 36 right now, Trump. When it was like $15 and $16, I said, this stock is going to go, it has to go up. If Trump wins, it's going to go to 100, 200. And he's not even in office yet. So DJT, I think there's good things coming here. They want to segue into making money in cryptocurrency. They're going to have the President of the United States as the principal owner. Fascinating times to be in that one. So that's really all I got today. And got a lot of different things working that I'm working on. I'm trying to get more. I'll be honest with you, my audience, what I'm doing, and I'm trying to get more into editing of video. I don't know. The live is good. I love this live, and when I look back on what I've done live, it's beautiful and wonderful. And I realize that a lot of what I do in this format is very edible. Not edible like you eat it, but editable with a T in there, where you can edit and refine. So I've been doing a lot of that. Now, I'm going to showcase a lot of what I'm doing very, very soon. And it's good. Some of it's really, 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 really interesting. When you have the editing tools, you have the ability to correct the past. You know that? If you do something, for example, if you speak for an hour a day on a live stream, like what I'm doing right now, if I keep speaking my mind every day for years, you can go back and look at that and you'll realize, well, what did I say in that 1 hour? And you'll say, well, and you look back on it and you watch it yourself and you say, well, some of it is really good, but there's moments of brilliance. There's moments of incredible clarity that shine through. But the problem is it's surrounded by garbage. A lot of what we say is mental chatter. A lot of what I'm saying is mental chatter right now. However, when you edit it, you can remove the noise, and what you have is the gem of what you were trying to say. And you can only do that if you have a lot of material. If you have tons and tons of video, you can just look back on it. And when you're not emotionally attached to it anymore, you can look back and with clarity and say, oh, this guy, because you're looking at someone as if it's not even you anymore. That's not you. That's you back then. It's not, you don't really have that kind of spark in you anymore. It's something different. So I hope that makes sense. But that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to, I'm not saying I'm going away. I'm just trying to improve on the next level is what I'm looking for. I'm looking for the great leap forward. I'm looking to go full length movie and such. And it's really good. It's really interesting. And I hate talking about myself. But that's just a heads up. You might say, well, because this format, I'm going to leave it there. I'm not going to keep kicking that one. But thank you everybody for joining me. Thank you for making this program what it is. And I have big news coming down the pipe. We're waiting for this New York State Division of Human Rights outcome. It's a fascinating story. It involves freezer trucks and dead bodies getting dragged out the back. I was in the courtroom. I was the plaintiff in this case. And I heard what I heard. I have seen the evidence. I have heard the testimony of people at that hospital regarding things that went on in that hospital. And there's some inescapable stuff in there. And that's the kind of stuff that is worthy of praise and worthy of reporting. That's great reporting when you get stuff like that. I remember being in the courtroom with Anthony Camillo, the QAnon killer. And there was nobody there. It was just me and some girl from the New York Times, Ellie. And we sat there and we listened to it and could not fucking believe what we were hearing. We watched the video, the confessional video that police will make when they apprehend you. And he was talking about how he killed the guy. He talked about what he did with the gun. He threw the gun off the bridge. He threw up in the garbage pail. He was scared. He said he unloaded the gun. He told you what kind of gun he had. It was all in there. It was all in the confessional video. Now, I would love, if God is real, if there really is a God, I would get my hands on that video of Anthony Camillo confessing to murder. But we're not allowed to see that. See, we're not allowed. You're not allowed. I'm not allowed. That's privileged information. That gets locked in a file somewhere, and nobody ever gets to see it. What kind of fucking public hearing is that? You can't have the evidence? Yeah. I sat there and I saw what I saw and I heard what I heard. But man, would I love a copy of that. So anyway, so I'm rambling right now, so it's time to go. Thank you all for joining me. And I will see you Monday morning. Monday.